Welcome back. My name still remains a promise. You're on to ISIFE EDUBLOG. Like our video, share, and for more videos, hit on our subscription button to get notification on our new release, new video. And we're going to be looking at the defects, eye defects, eye problems, eye diseases. Most of these eye disease results due to inability of the eye to properly accommodate or to properly focus image on the retina. I'm going to be giving you 5 major eye defects. 5 major eye defects. 5 major eye defects. 1. We're going to start with near-sightedness. Near-sightedness, or which you can still call short-sightedness or myopia. 2. You have far-sightedness or long-sightedness or hypermetropia. And then 3, we'll look at presbyopia. Presbyopia. 4, we'll look at astigmatism. And then the last but not the least on this video, we're going to be looking at colorblindness. Colorblindness. These are the 5 eye defects. We're going to be looking at this one after the other, starting from the near-sightedness, which generally can refer to as short-sighted or myopia. Okay, now let's start with short-sightedness or myopia. Now, this results when the eyeball is too big. The eyeball happens to be bigger. And when that happens, the cornea curved lights. So myopia is when the eyeball appears bigger. And 2, cornea curved lights. Eyeball appears bigger, cornea curved lights. These are the condition of myopia or short-sightedness. And if that happens, that means this individual that is myopic can only see objects near to him. Objects near can focus on the retina, but objects far focus before the retina. That means this individual can only see objects near but cannot see objects far. We'll be using diagram to explain this eye defect, that is short-sightedness, and in that diagram you're going to see how the eyeball is appearing and how the cornea curved lights, and you now see what happens and how the lights focus before and not on the retina. Okay, looking at the structure of the eyeball, it appears bigger for people that are short-sightedness, and look at the cornea part of it. Okay, and look at the lens. I'll just be showing some important parts, that's all. And now in this case, the eyeball is too big, okay, So when light is coming from this direction, the light goes in this direction, okay, and from this direction as well. Okay, now, and it travels in straight line, okay, it travels in straight line on reaching the eye. First, it reaches this part of the eye, cornea. As it comes here, strike here, this particular cornea, bend lights. This one strike here, it's this part bends lights. Okay, then the lens also bend lights, and this light coming from this direction also is bent, and the light keep on bending, because this is too big. So, and there is too much curve at this particular structure, the eye, which is called the cornea. The lights is the object is meant to drop before the retina. So image dropping before the retina, not on the retina. So it means that objects focus before retina. Okay, but if the object is somewhere around here, and the object is traveling from here to here because it is close, by the time it reaches here, the cornea, the lens, might have focused it to fall on the retina. That means this person can see object that is placed close to the eye, but this person cannot see object that is placed at this point. The reason is because the eyeball is big and the cornea too much curved. There is too much curving of light by the cornea, making this light to fall before the retina. And if this case happens, this individual can only see object near but cannot see object far. It becomes a serious case of short-sightedness, which you can also refer to as myopia. But there's a correction. This eye defect can be corrected. I would like us to look at the correction of this eye defect. If we want to correct this anomaly of this eye defect, of this eye problem, one can use lenses or glasses that is by concave. You can correct it. So correction of this eye defect, this myopia, is wearing glasses or lenses that are what? By concave. So if I want to correct this now, what I just need to do is to maybe place a what? Place a lens. Place a lens and make sure that the lens is a biconcave. So there will be something that will stand before the cornea starts to bend lights. This is a concave lens. Okay? So that if this concave lens is here, lights coming from this far distance are curved little bit, just are curved little bit, and light coming from this direction as well are also curved. Are also curved on these parts. So that has corrected some curvatures. So the cornea does not curve light too much prominently, so that lights will have to fall or focus on the retina. So here the object focus not before but on the retina. So you've been able to correct these defects by using a concave lens. I'll repeat this anomaly of the eye or eye defects which is myopia or short-sightedness, is due to the fact that the eyeball is bigger and there is too much curving of lights by the cornea. That is what results in myopia. That is too serious condition of the myopic. And because of that, this individual can only see objects close to the eye, but not objects far to the eye. As objects close to the eye can be focused because it is not far. So before, by the time the light enters from near object, they brought it to focus. But if the object is too far, because of the too much size of the eyeball, the light from far will not able to focus on the retina or focus before the retina. That is when this person cannot be able to see objects very far and can only see objects very close. So this has been corrected by the concave lens. Now let's look at another secondary effect of an eye defect, which is long-sightedness. Long-sightedness and its correction. Just like opposites of short-sightedness is long-sighted. Sightedness, or what we call hypermetropia. In this case, the eyeball appears to be too small. Eyeball is too small. Eyeball is not that big. Okay? And then, this is the protruding part, which is the cornea. Not too big. So here we have your lens. The lens. And now, light going into this eye from here. From here, look at the direction of light traveling in straight line. Light traveling in straight line. Once they hit the cornea helps to refract, to bend. The light has been bent. But because there is not too much covering of this light here from this distance, this and the shortness of the eyeball, this light, when it is curved, we're not able to focus, but goes and fall behind the retina. Look at the reasons why this is falling here and not here. Because the eyeball is too small. Not only is too small, the eyeball is too small, and the cornea do not have much effects on curving the lights. So before the lights are focused, they fall behind. So this is what? Objects behind retina. But it can be corrected. How do you correct this? We can correct long-sightedness, the wearing spectacles of BI convex lens. Let me show you how this can be corrected, and this is going to shift here. It's just little correction. Just place a lens here. As light is going into the eye, that lens will help to curve the light. So I'm going to place a concave lens, an artificial concave lens, before the eye, so that as light is traveling in straight line to the eye, the lens helps to bend the light. Okay, so light coming from here, okay, the lens here, bend the lights before the cornea actually gets to bend. Yes. So this lens is curved a little here. This is curved before going in to this lens, which means the curving continues until the image are brought to focus. So image, objects not behind now, but objects on the retina. So this is what? Convex lens. Correction of long-sightedness or hypermetropia on far-sightedness. Now, The third eye defects is presbyopia. Presbyopia. Presbyopia is an eye defect caused by aging. This most likely presents itself at the age of 45 to 50. In most cases can even come before 45. This is where some of these muscles, ciliary muscles and the radial muscles, are slacking or are becoming weak, and that they cannot hold firmly the lens, and the lens are not properly focusing on accommodating light, and this can lead to image not being brought or not focusing on the retina but before or at the back of the retina. Like I said, that this can only appear at aging. And most individuals that have this kind of eye defect, the symptoms of that people have this kind of eye defect is when someone is reading a newspaper and the person is placing the newspaper far to the eye before it can see. If the paper or the print media is close to the eye, the person sees it blurry. That means it's aging. This is not what it has been. The person can read when it is much younger. But this time, because that the ciliary muscles and the suspensory ligaments are weak, and that the lens are not being brought to focus image, and maybe image are falling before or at the back of the retina. If the image are falling at the back when the newspaper is closed, that means the individual should go and make a contact lens or a bifocal lens or trifocal lens that will correct that anomaly. So people of presbyopia, you can notice presbyopia from people that read newspaper placing the newspaper far to their eye. This is a symptom of presbyopia. It's most likely an aging disease. So you see most people that have presbyopia, they are aged people. It cannot present in young age. And it is quite different from this one called astigmatism. Astigmatism. Astigmatism can be a defect of the eye that can begin even from childbirth. Childbirth can come with this, can present with astigmatism as a result of slacking of lens and curvatures are not properly, eye is not properly getting enough curvature. Astigmatism can present itself at birth. It can present itself later in life. Someone can be astigmatic, and it can also present itself maybe when there is eye injury or surgery that affects the lens or affects some vital part of the eye, that curvatures or lights are not well focused on the retina. And then the last but not the least is colorblindness. And I will tell you this, how do you correct this? It depends on the curvature. In people that are having astigmatism eye defects can wear a bifocal lens of even curvatures. Bifocal lens of even curvature for astigmatism. Okay, this condition can appear at birth. This condition can appear later in life. This condition can also appear due to injury of the eye. If someone has carried out eye surgery and affected some of this vital part of the eye, making lights not focusing or lens not well positioned. So this can be a clear case of this. So in this case, we have color blindness. Color blindness are some people that have missing color pigment on the cones. Like you know that the two sensitive cells of the retina or eye is the rods. The rods. Rod is responsible for seeing in dim lights, and also colorless vision. Okay, the rod does not see color vision, colorless vision. Very important, you know this. And then the other part of the cell of the eye is the cones. Just like this is seen in dim light, this is seen in where there's bright lights, and also you can also see colored vision. Okay, animals with rods and cones can see both in the daytime and in the nighttime. Animal with only rods can only see in the daytime. Animal with only cones can only see in the daytime. Animal with only rods can only see in the dark or in the night. These animals are called nocturnal animals. Some animals are very active at night because they have rods, the most sensitive part of the eye, rods and cones. Rod is for dim light, colorless vision. Cone is for bright light, colored vision. What happens at night when there is sudden lights, too much light going into the eye? When too much light goes into the eyelid tries to protect too much eye from going into the eye. And as well, the iris helps to prevent that too much eye. The cornea curve the eye, refract the light, the rays, so that when it enters, this too much light happens to bleach the rods, and the rods contain a purple chemical, purple pigment known as rhodopsin. The purple pigments in the rhodopsin, which comprises of proteins and vitamin A or retinol, the chemical name. The bleached rhodopsin is regenerated the moment the eye is blinked. And that is why you must take note of this. Individuals that lack vitamin A in diet, maybe lack of vitamin A is what we say that is referred to as night blindness. A condition where an individual will find it difficult to see at night because of lack of vitamin A. Because vitamin A is one of the chemical substances in rhodopsin that makes up the rods and cones. The rods helps one to see when the light is not bright. You see with the rods, the rod does not allow one to see shape or colored vision. And so in color blindness, it is genetic. This part of eye defects is genetic, and it is also a sex-linked trait. A sex-linked trait or character, which is to say that this color blindness is sex-linked because it is found or it is located on the X chromosomes of male and female. Only on X chromosome. A man can never be a carrier for a sex-linked trait. Any sex-linked trait like color blindness. We are only talking about color blindness. There are other sex-linked traits apart from color blindness. These are hemophilia or badness. So, but color blindness is due to a genetic defects or sex-linked traits that occur in some individuals that find it difficult to detect color due to some pigments of color that is lacking in their cone receptive cells. They appear to not be able to differentiate colors. It is transmittable disease. One cannot have color blindness if the parents are not having the traits for color blindness. A man who is colorblind, with this gene colorblind, can transmit the colorblind to the daughters. A woman who is colorblind or carrier transmits the colorblind to the son. I have treated this in my previous video in past question and answer, where we explained colorblindness. So it is a defect of the eye that is genetic. Genetic means that this eye defect can only happen when either parents are colorblind or both parents are colorblind. Thank you for watching this video. Like, share, and if you want to have more of our new videos, please always hit on the subscription button to get notification each time we release a new video. Thank you for watching.